Hey guys,
Hi.
happy 4th of July weekend. How's everybody doing? Woo! Let's have a beer. Toast to another great week in Polk County. Yes, we've had some bumps in the road, but you know what? This is one club that is open and we are drinking whatever you want to drink. We're celebrating our independence, the 4th of July, and thank you for spending the next 30 minutes or so with us. And let us know, what are you drinking? Let's chat together. Let's have some fun here. This is an interactive show. Jan, what you got there tonight?
I have some sangria, capriccio. Thank you, Denise, my friend Denise, for introducing me to that. It's awesome.
And you know, Denise, we met Denise at Cypress Gardens when we used to have a stage out there. And 97.5 WPCV brought a lot of great country artists, acts out there. And Denise was one of the hosts who took care of the air personalities and the artists that came out. Just a great gal. And we bumped into Denise several years back at Thunder on the Ridge, Lake Eva Park, the big celebration in Haines City. And that is not going to happen this year. And Jan and I think, Jan, I'm going on my 15th year with 97.5 WPCV. And I think 14 of those years, we've always been in Haines City with all the fun folks in Polk County celebrating our independence, our freedom every 4th of July. But this year with COVID-19 and the coronavirus, we're off. So I took the day off. Jan said, why don't you just take the day off and we'll just do the show, and we're going to do that. So that's how the sangria came about. Of course, I've got the Blue Moon because you've got to support our Florida farmers. We love to do that with our citrus farmers here in Polk County. And I forgot to buy an orange at Publix. And I wasn't drinking. So we want to know what you're drinking tonight. Let us know. Type it in there. We've got a big show. Oh, where's Mama Jean? People are asking where Mama Jean is. Well, Mama Jean is saving up her energy to light the fuse and run away tomorrow night. She says she's going to put on a fireworks spectacular.
Can't wait.
For Jan and I. So she's saving up those running sticks to light the fuse and run fast tomorrow night here in Lakeland. So she says hi to everybody. And she will be back on next Friday night for Let's Have a Beer. All right, we've got some very, very special guests lined up for you tonight. And we're going to go clear across the pond. We've got a dear friend named Steven Knightley. And Steven, how are you? Here he comes. Steven.
Hey, Steven.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. How are you?
And refresh our memory. You're a great friend of the show, 97.5 WPCV. Where are you broadcasting from? Where do you live, Steven?
It's a small village in Kent, which is in the very southeast of England.
But you have family here in Polk County.
That's right. I've got an aunt and an uncle that live actually in Plant City. They live, I can't remember, just off of Turkey Creek Road or something like that, I think it's called. But yeah, there's they've got a little complex that they live over there, and up until my little one was born, I was probably over there about every 6 months or so, which is how I come to know your show, because a lot of the times that actually the station was already dialed in as soon as I got in the car.
Nice.
And you've been listening to the show for many years. We appreciate that. You listen online while you're working, because there's quite a time difference between where we're at here in Central Florida and where you're at.
That's right. I mean, it's just gone midnight here. And that does sometimes trip me up. You know, sometimes I'm sat at work and, you know, I'm listening to you and you say, oh, it's only, say, like 8 o'clock. And I think, oh, right, okay, that's fine. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, no, blimey, I've got something I need to get on with. I've got a 5-hour time delay. It's not 8 o'clock for me. I need to get busy.
So, Steven, what are you drinking tonight as we head into the weekend here all over the world?
I've got myself a nice Sam Adams here.
Samuel Adams. Cheers, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Cheers indeed.
You know, I've got a picture that I want to show everybody here of your little one. You sent this to me earlier today. Talk about that picture. That's a picture of your little one here in the lower corner. And what's her name?
Aurelia.
Aurelia. And how old is Aurelia?
Aurelia turned 2 in March.
And now, who's the young man in the bus picture above?
That would be me.
Same bus.
Is it the same bus?
We've got a long history in my family of classic vehicle preservation, and we just happened to stumble across a very similar picture of myself from when I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and from when we took a picture of her a couple of weeks ago, and we thought, this is kind of fun, to see the difference. Believe it or not, I was blonde and curly once upon a time.
So you collect buses, is that correct?
I do. It's a bit of a quirk. I would put myself down as a bus enthusiast. Actually, I'll spin myself around. How my other half puts up with me, I do not know. On the bookshelf, you can actually see we've got some.
Fun.
Very cool.
Double-decker. Nice.
I don't know. I must be really polite to her or something to have these in the living room as well. I must be doing something right.
And you'll probably be in trouble tomorrow morning. Why were you talking at midnight? Kind of like that State Farm commercial here in the States. What's his name?
Jake.
Jake, what are you wearing? Jake from State Farm, what are you wearing? Well, Steven, what's the weather like this time of the year over there?
It's been a little bit up and down. We had a real hot spell not too long ago, which we don't deal with too well, because unlike you guys, the air conditioning is not something you come across too easily. We don't have air conditioning in our homes. Most of the shops don't have it. So I was actually sleeping in a tent in the garden because it was so hot here, and you just couldn't sleep in the bedroom. Anyone that suffers with allergies from pollen as well this time of year, when it gets that hot and humid, it's unbearable. So yeah, I made the smart decision to camp out in a tent, and the first night I did it, there was a thunderstorm, which really woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
We're talking live with Steven Knightley this evening on Let's Have a Beer. And if you have got a question for Steven, please type it in there. We'll let him answer that. And Steven, how's the COVID doing over there? The COVID-19, we've kind of had a spike here in Florida. You've probably seen that.
Yeah, we've. I did notice that, and not only things relaxed here quite a bit, and there's still a lot of restrictions in place for things like shopping, and only please stay 2 meters apart, and only so many people in a store at any particular time. But we've also started to notice an increase in cases in 2 particular parts of the country. That would be the Midlands, which is up around near Birmingham and Leicester, and also in a lot of the London boroughs, particularly East London as well. So yeah, it's we're paying very close attention to it, and we still have to be very, very sensible. And
we do. We have to watch out for others.
Face masks are mandatory on public transport as well now.
They're mandatory here in Lakeland too. So your relatives have probably shared all that information with you.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Steven, you've laid the gauntlet down on me. You have a challenge that you want to present to Jan and I, and we can't wait to hear more about the Across the Pond Challenge, Steven Knightley.
Okay. So for you, $5 budget. For me, £5 budget.
Okay.
You have to find the most British thing you can find.
Okay.
And I will find the most American thing that I can find. Okay. And then we'll come back next week and we see what we got.
How does £5 compared with $5? How does that? Is that about the same?
It's not far off. Do you know, I can't help but notice this lamp behind me makes me look like Frankenstein. Do you know what
It does. Now that you say that.
Now, yeah, I thought you looked like somebody, but I just wasn't quite sure who it was, Steven.
Yeah, like if I do that, it looks like I've got bolts coming out of my neck there.
All right, so here's the deal. It's the Across the Pond Challenge, Frankenstein. We're going to find something, the most British thing we can find in Central Florida in the Lakeland Polk County area for $5 or so. And you're going to find the most American thing you can find in your part of the woods across the pond. And then we're going to show these off next Friday night on Let's Have a Beer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I thought we'd start with some music, and I thought you might like this one. Is that British enough for you?
Is this American enough for you?
I think we're off to a good start, sir. I was going to play Fat Bottom Girls, but I thought that might not be the most appropriate thing to play on 4th of July weekend.
That's another thing. Yeah, I hope you do have an absolutely wonderful 4th of July. I hope you all have a great day.
Thank you.
We will.
We will. Hey, we'll catch you next week. We've got the Across the Pond Challenge, round number 1. Who can find the most British thing and who can find the most American thing for $5 or so? Steven Knightley, tell your wife and your lovely daughter we're sorry we kept you up so late.
It's not a problem.
And you can hang around because we've got some great music coming up, or you can hit the hay.
I'm going to hang around. No problem.
All right. Steven Knightley, cheers. Thank you. Thank you from across the pond. And we'll chat after the big show here, okay?
Stay healthy.
You too.
All right. Jan, I don't know what we're going to do. Do you have any ideas on the Across the Pond Challenge? I mean, we got to find something very, very British in the Polk County, Lakeland area. If you have any ideas, hit me on Facebook, and we'll try to match what Steven has, and that's a whole lot of fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been trying to get this guy on the show for weeks, and we finally caught up with the very busy Josh Blevins. How are you, Josh?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing well, man. Look at you. You got a big background behind you, a big studio set up, and we can't wait to hear some of your music.
I was hoping everybody could recognize my name because, you know, I have put on some of those pounds from eating Twinkies and getting fat and sassy during this coronavirus, you know.
Speaking of, how have you guys been handling the coronavirus? What have y'all been doing?
We try to do as much shows online so we don't have to, you know, be in the bars. We thought everything was coming to a slowdown, so we started doing more shows with, you know, social distancing and all that. But it seems to have a spike, so a lot more of the shows are starting to get canceled. That, you know, you'd be within, you know, the distance of, you know, the wrong distance. We're trying to keep our distance because it's not only healthy for us, but it's to make everything back functional to where it needs to be. And so we got to do our part.
Well, I tell you what, we've got Josh Blevins. Let's have a beer. Thank you so much, and thank your lovely wife for being your producer on that, and we do appreciate that. And what's scrolling underneath Josh here is it's like we're at a club, you know? All the bars and clubs in Lakeland and Polk County and Central Florida are closed, except our social distancing club is open. Let's have a beer every Friday night. We can drink. We can have as many as we want. We've got live music with Josh Blevins. And let's appreciate Josh. We've got our tip jar. And you're saying, Raj and Jan, what about the tip jar? That's that PayPal Josh Blevins Band at yahoo.com or the Venmo at Joshua/Blevins/9. And you can tip Josh for his great music tonight. Please do that because Josh and his wife have been working all day to get this set up and have a great show. So, Josh, we can't wait to hear some of your music. Josh Blevins, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all ready for it?
We're ready.
I've got balls and bottles stacked to the sea. I get stoned for it helps swim the go. I got whiskey. You can see my name. You can say one track from the sugar brown 700 meters. Stack. It's for the hill. The only thing music down the line. Was every nobody wrong or just found and it was more heroes together go. But it all
Josh Blevins live on Let's Have a Beer. We are going to invite Josh to disconnect and reconnect his signal. We have had some problems with this platform we're using, and we're not very, very happy with it. And we've tried. We had Hunter Smith on last week who did a hell of a show, and the audio and the video was just terrible. And I think that Josh may be back with us here. And let's see if he's connected right here again and see if we got his audio back. Josh, welcome back to the show. How are you, sir? Well, we did not get him, so we're going to try to get him back. But we apologize for this. Josh is, we've had him or asked him to move several locations to get the Wi-Fi right. And the company we use means well. And they've kind of, Jan, I think they've kind of pull the rug out from under us, and they're not telling us the truth about these things. And we have so many great artists here in Central Florida that just sound so good. And there's another platform we're going to be working on starting tomorrow morning. Yeah, the 4th of July. We're going to go back to work, and we're going to go with another platform, Be Live TV. Sorry, I'm going to call you out here. You have really embarrassed our artists, and we just really, really aren't happy. Jan and I don't do that, but they have promised us some things, and they're just not doing a good job. So we really, really, really are sad that Josh Blevins is not able to, hopefully he'll reconnect with us here. And that first song we'll ask him to replay. Hey, David Elder checking in from Connecticut, way up north where it's a little cooler than it is here. Yeah. Cheers to you, Jan and Mama Jean. Dave, we hope you and your family have a great Independence Day. Hey, whoever's watching here, as Josh gets hooked back up here, Josh Blevins, please join us again. I think he's ready to go. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Show us on the screen. What are you drinking? And I think Josh is almost ready. I'm not seeing a picture from Josh. Let's see what this is. All right. Josh Blevins, welcome back to the show. How are you, sir? There he is again. Take 2 with Josh Blevins. Okay. Now we don't have any audio from Josh, and I am so sorry that I'm just really, really upset with this situation here. Happy 4th of July, Alice. We appreciate you checking in and everybody bearing patience with us. Josh, we can see you, but we can't hear you. So if you and your lovely wife can work on that, that would be awesome. I'm not sure what's going on, but it was popping on and off on this end last time you were playing. So we just don't have any audio of you, sir. Alice Scott says, hi, Josh Blevins. You know, Jan wishes I had a mute button. I know you do.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Josh, we're going to disconnect you again. And if you and your lovely wife would reconnect, that would be awesome. What's everybody drinking? Sounding good. Jeff King, sounding good. Well, it's going to be sounding better here in a little bit. And it's going to be sounding really good next week. It really will be. We apologize for this, and we just appreciate everybody's patience. We really do. Let's see if we can get Josh back up here on the screen. And here in just a second, we'll bring Josh Blevins back up. And there you are. Hey, Josh.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you, but we can see you. Not sure what's going on here. Not sure what's going on here. It's real embarrassing is what it is. And Josh, are you there, man? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Can you hear me?
back. Yes.
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 Yeah.
Let's try it
Right.
again.
Josh, let's try
I
that
need to
first
stay
song
close
again.
to
What would you call that again, please?
That's Weed, Whiskey, and Willie by Brothers Osborne.
Okay.
Let's lay it on us again. We might have a go here, brother.
All right, here we go. I've gotten bottles and bottles stacked to the ceiling. I get stoned for survival. It helps with the healing. When it all goes to hell, the only thing I believe in is weed, whiskey, Willie. You can take the rain, you can take or leave my hand. You can have my heart, well, it's broken anyway. You can take my reputation, oh, and track it through the mud. Go on and abuse it. Don't take my smoke, my jug of brown liquor, or my 97 country music. I've got bottles and bottles stacked to the ceiling. I get stoned for survival. It helps with the heel. When it all goes to hell, the only thing I believe in is weed, whiskey, Willie. Turn the music up. Gonna lock all the doors. When I turn down the lights, close every blind, there ain't nobody home. The pictures on the wall are just about lost in a cloud of smoke. My promises and the heroes that hold me together while I'm letting you go. I've got bottles and bottles stacked to the ceiling. I get stoned for survival. It helps with the healing. When it all goes to hell, the only thing I believe in is weed, whiskey, Willie. When I'm back on my feet, I'm gonna keep on repeating weed, whiskey.
Josh Blevins live on Let's Have a Beer. What you drinking, man?
Water.
Straight water right now.
I think that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good for the voice.
It does. It keeps me hydrated. I can tell you that.
So who's driving each other more crazy during this Safer at Home? I know you've been out and about working a little bit. You driving your wife crazy or your wife driving you crazy?
He's driving me crazy.
In a good way, maybe.
And how's he doing that?
Because he eats every 5 minutes and he expects me to cook.
What's his food of choice?
While I was gone.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Josh, go ahead.
All of our snacks for quarantine has been eaten.
She's just saying I've ate all the quarantine snacks 3 times over, maybe.
That's okay. It keeps your energy up and your songwriting and your music playing.
Yeah,
that's right.
And let's keep them. Let's give them what they deserve. Josh Blevins and Josh, what's your wife's name again, please?
It is Dusty, like Dusty Shelf.
hey.
That's Dusty.
Well, she's dusted you off pretty good, brother. I'll tell you that.
Yes, she is.
Well, Josh and Dusty are working hard. We're trying to keep this video and this audio going, and Dusty's really making Josh look the best that we possibly can on this terrible, terrible platform app. But the screen, the scroll on the screen is his tip jar. It's like we're at a club. You didn't have to pay a cover charge. You know, you got your beer cheaper at the store than you would have buying at the club. So let's tip Josh and his wife. There it is, Josh Blevins Band at yahoo.com and Venmo Josh Blevins 9. Let's tip them tonight. And Josh, lay another one on us, if you would, please, sir.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. How about y'all like some Garth Brooks out there?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
How about a little Papa Love Mama?
Ha ha.
Yes.
Hopefully this don't happen.
Dust that one off.
Papa drove and shook nearly all his life. You know he drove Mama crazy, being a trucker's wife. But all she couldn't handle was a being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than just a telephone. Your Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if her kids were alright. Mama was waiting for that call to come in. When Daddy hanged up, she was gone again. Your Mama was a looking, Lord, how she shined. Papa was a looking for the jealous guy. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the bed, Papa's in the bed. It was bound to happen one night too. Papa came home and it was just us kids. He had a dozen dollars and a bottle of wine. He was looking too surprised that she was doing fine. Well, I heard him cry for Mama looking down the hall. Then I heard a bottle breaking as it fell through the wall. And the whistle engine made a lyric sound. Well, Papa fired it up and hit it into town. Well, the preacher and the paper showed the scene. Well, Pop was really buried in the hotel. But this girl said he saw it on clear. Never helped the bridge when he was shipping gear. Your Mama was a little boy, how she shined. Papa was a little boy, a ghost guy. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the grave, Papa's in the
Very nice.
Thank
You're the man, Josh Blevins, live on Let's Have a Beer. The only club open in Polk County, Lakeland. Serving up whatever you want to drink and no cover charge and live music tonight with Josh. Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I think that really happened out there at Yeehaw Junction a little while back, but word for word. It's funny because the song was actually written about a true story that was in the paper, and then years later it does happen right here in Yeehaw Junction. So kind of the same semblance of a semi going through the the motel there, but really good song.
Be a perfect spot for a semi to pick up some speed there at Yeehaw Junction and sadly do just that, right?
Yeah. The sad part is it actually did it. What was it, a couple months ago, maybe 6 months ago. It was in the paper. It reminded me of this song, so I got to do it all the time now, just because of that.
Oh, funny.
I'm adopted. Did you know that I'm adopted from birth?
I did not know that.
And Mom and Dad went and got my blood brother 16 months later at birth. Don't ask me how all that happened. But I understand that you've adopted some kids too.
Yeah, we've been going through some adoptions with my brother's kids, and still working on them and going through the processes and all that. But yeah, it's
God bless you for that. Thank you.
I appreciate it. It's something that definitely something you can actually give back, because the last thing you want to see is your family, go to somewhere else or get separated. So if we can be that last point and keep them together, that's definitely what we want to do. And
Josh, things happen, man. I mean, people like you and your wife Dusty step up and make their lives the best as possible, and God bless you both for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're ready for some more great great music. We're ready for more music. Let's do this thing.
You get. How about I do a patriotic song this time here? This is one of
Independence Day, greatest country on the face of the earth. God bless America.
that's that's a really good song. I have a little Toby Keith
No,
here.
God bless America.
God bless America. But how about a little bit of Toby Keith there? American girls, American guys will always stand up and salute. Will always recognize when you see your glory fly. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down here. My daddy served in the army, but he lost his right arm, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my brother, my mother, my sister, and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. It might have sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. Soon as we could see it clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like a 4th of July. And Uncle Sam put your name at the top of his list, and the statue of liberty started shaking a fear. Said that eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing a bell, and it feels like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Oh, now brought to you courtesy of my red, white, and blue. Now justice will be served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage. You'll be sorry that you messed with the U.S. of A. Well, put a boot in your butt. It's the American way. And Uncle Sam put your name at the top of his list, and the statue of liberty started shaking a figure. Said an eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing a bell, and it feels like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All night I brought to you courtesy of my red, white, and blue. Ooh, oh, oh, of my red, white, and blue. Ooh, oh, oh, of my red, white, and blue.
Josh Blevins, live on Let's Have a Beer. That was awesome. Happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are going to have a good one. How are you going to celebrate?
Well, I got a little private little thing we're going to do for a little private show. We're going to do it'll just be us out in a field, and everybody's going to have their separation, and people planted all over the field and be out in the middle of nowhere. And we're going to do that for tomorrow instead of tomorrow instead of just going to a public place where everybody's around us. So it won't be as congested.
We got to do what we got to do, right?
Oh yeah. We definitely got to keep our distance, just to make it better.
We're having so much fun. Could you play another one for us, please, Josh?
I sure can. Oh, how about this one since it's Friday? Well, it's Friday evening, 6 o'clock. All my friends are twisting on. I'm at the house, just turning on TV. Now they all want to know how I've changed. How many times must I explain? This basic honky talking at me. Look drinking phone's connected to the party phone. The party phone's connected to the staying out all night long. She won't think it's funny and I'll wind up all alone. The party phone's connected to the drinking phone. Yeah, 2 plus 2 is always 4. Go to the story, play wear a mask. 32 degrees is freezing cold. You play with fire, you wind up burning the early bird. Yes, the only thing you really need to know. The drinking phone's connected to the party phone. The party phone's connected to the staying out all night long. She won't think it's funny, and I wind up all alone. The lonely phone's connected to the drinking phone. Now sing it with me, let's make sure you know. The drinking phone's connected to the party phone. The party phone's connected to the staying out all night long. She won't think it's funny and I'll wind up all alone. The lonely phone's connected to the drinking phone.
Awesome. Very good.
Josh Blevins, doing a great job. Thank you. We appreciate you. I feel
I tell
another
you what, I've got them all night.
You're saying, tell us what, man. What's going on? What's going through your mind right now?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I tell you, this is the most closest to the live thing we've had in a couple of weeks.
Well, let's keep it going. If you've got a few more minutes, let's keep it going.
I've got all the time in the world.
You know, before you start this next song, this PayPal Josh Blevins Band at yahoo.com and this Venmo at Josh Blevins 9 is his tip jar. Like he said, it's the first live thing he said going in months. He's doing a great job. He's given him pretty much his whole day to get this thing set up. He and his lovely wife, Dusty. So tip him right at PayPal or Venmo, because you didn't have a cover charge to get in. The Social Distancing Club continues to be open for free. You save money on your alcohol because you bought it in bulk at wherever you buy it. And these two are just working hard for us. So Josh Blevins, let's continue the fun on Let's Have a Beer, man.
I agree. You like some older country music or you want some newer stuff?
Why don't we do one old and one new?
I agree with you, man. How about we go some old school, like, you want to hear some Hank Sr. or you want to hear some Merle Haggard?
I like Merle Haggard. I like
All right,
Senior, but I want to hear some Haggard.
How about I mix a few of Merle Haggards together for you?
Oh.
Fantastic.
I'll put a couple of them together for you. I was born to run behind, being always on my mind. And home was never home to me at any time. Well, every front door find me open, outside a back door open. They just have to be an exit for the running time. With him, there's a prison surrounding me alone. As real as any dungeon with your walls of stone. I know running's not the answer. Oh, but running's been my nature. The only thing that keeps me moving on. And I was born to run behind, but evil always on my mind. And home is never home to me at any time. Every front door find me open, outside fighting for the Lord. They just have to be an exit for the front. Down every road, there's always one more city. Well, I'm on the run, the highway is mine. I raised a lot of kids back in my younger days. My mama used to pray my cross was free. I'm a fugitive in just two ways. I don't know to spend my life with you, and I'd like to settle down, but they won't let me. A fugitive must be a rolling stone. Down every road, there's always one more city. Well, I'm on the run, the highway is my home. Well, I'd like to hold my head up and be proud of who I am, but they won't let my seat go untold. Well, I think that I owe them, but they're still not satisfied. Now I'm a brand new man out in the cold. When they let me out of prison, I held my head alive, determined I would rise above the shame. But with every road I travel, a black moon follows me. I'm branded by a number on my name, and I'd like to hold my head up and be proud of who I am, but they won't let my secret go untold. Well, I'm paying the debt I owe them, but they're still not satisfied. Now I'm a branded man out of the cold. I'm a branded man out of the cold.
Josh Blevins. That was fun. Great job. Now to something new.
How about some new stuff?
Here we go.
I got a house down on back road, got a flag on the front porch, got a dog named Waylon, got a driveway that needs paving. I got a boat with a two-stroke, a couple guaranteed to make you laugh jokes. Got some friends and little places, get alive is what you're making. Not enough in the Hall of Fame, or a star on the sidewalk with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. But I'm gonna name them babies after me. Might not go down in history, but I'll go down to the haunted song. I got a girl named Dusty, she goes back crap on the kilo. Got a thing that gets the job done. Got a loan at the bank, it's a big one. The only things you might see my name is on the wall for a good time call. I'm a local legend on a Friday night, and a bachelor living will be alright. I'm not enough in the Hall of Fame, for a stone on the sidewalk with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. honky tonk. I go down to the honky tonk. I go down to the honky tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky tonk. Well, I go down to the honky tonk. I go down to the honky tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky tonk. I'm not enough in the Hall of Fame for a star on the side with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. Nobody gonna name them babies after me. I'm not going down in history, but I go down to the honky tonk. I go down to the honky tonk. I go down to the honky tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky tonk. Well, I go down to the honky tonk. I go down to the honky tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky tonk.
Yeah. Josh Blevins, awesome job. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate that. We really do. We really appreciate you and your wife, Dusty. We hope you guys have a happy 4th of July. Jan, get in here with me. So, Steven, what are you guys going to do this weekend? We know Josh is going to do a private show, social distancing. What are you going to do across the pond, man? Steven might just be a nice smile. Steven, can you hear us over there? Well, anyway, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Josh, thank you so much to you and your wife, Dusty. It was just a great show. We appreciate you. God bless you too for all that you do for Polk County and your family. And we'll be in touch, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having us on here.
Thank you. You guys be blessed and have a great 4th of July. God bless America. Go USA.
I agree. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. We'll have you again on the show. Thank you very much. Josh Blevins, awesome job. Let's have a beer. We appreciate that. Great show tonight, Jan. We appreciate all those who keep us free, those men and women who fight for our freedom. We live in the greatest country on the face of this earth. God bless you and thank you. All of our law enforcement, our EMT, everybody. You know, we've got COVID-19. We're still fighting all around the world, basically, in this country. But before we go, Jan is going to make a special drink for us tomorrow night for the 4th of July. And before we go, you got to give us that recipe. Tell us what you're doing for us tomorrow.
It's just whiskey sours.
Whiskey sours.
Very easy.
Okay.
You take a can of frozen lemonade, and then you take a can of whiskey, whatever favorite you have, 2 cans of ice, and 1 egg. And you put it in a blender, and that's it. It's perfect.
It tastes delicious.
It's easy.
And it's kind of chilly.
Lemonade. Yeah. Summertime.
With a little spike. So we hope you have a safe and happy 4th of July weekend. God bless each and every one of you. Please share this video with all your friends on Facebook and Instagram. Hey, you can catch it on YouTube at Big Raj TV. And give it up for Josh Blevins, Steven Knightley with our Across the Pond Challenge. We'll see if we can beat him next week with our $5 or under British thing we can find here in Lakeland, and he's going to be on the hunt across the pond for the most American thing he can find. So thank you for watching this afternoon, and you guys have a great weekend. We'll catch you next week for Let's Have a Beer, and happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Be safe. Have fun. Take care of yourselves.